Y'all want to watch Rocky now, don't you? That's actually what I'm going to do with my morning. As you can see, I've added the time for you. Is it up there? And the date. So I don't have to scream it out in my videos anymore. But I've been feeling good. Like really, really good, empowered. I've been hoarding a lot of knowledge. I got a new channel. Well, it's not a new channel. It's been around and it's time to start. So, we're going to talk about some crazy shit in this video. I got a lot of boxing today. Demetrius Andre versus Soluski. Jamal Charlo versus Brandon Adams. That's tonight. Then we are 21 days away from Pacquiao versus Thurman. Tomorrow's their first face-to-face on Free TV Fox at 1 p.m. Eastern. Of course I'm going to be watching it live and covering it. You know, let me tell you a funny story. Yesterday, I had a court date, but we can't talk about that right now. I can't talk about it until after July the 8th. But I felt so good. Okay, last night, I went through my phone. I deleted text message history. I blocked numerous women, deleted numbers. I deleted friends to the point where I made it so that only people of importance can contact me. And I guess what I'm saying is this: I've cleared my whole life. Imagine, you know how like everybody got that one friend, or maybe two, or that family member, or cousin, or you know that uncle that's always, you know, you gotta watch him when he come to the barbecues and shit. He can't go in the house by himself without somebody watching him. I deleted those people from my life. I got a podcast launching. I got a show. It's going to be on Mondays. Let's run through it for you. A show is going to be on Mondays from 12 to 2. I fought very, very, very hard to get you guys highlights. I've lost thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Illegally taken away from me, by the way, but we're going to get into that later. So on Mondays from 12 to 2, we're going to have call-ins. You'll be able to call from anywhere. 12 to 2 Eastern Standard Time. So which means if you're on the West Coast in LA, that's going to be 9 a.m. your morning drive. Or, you know, you're going to be able, you know, to listen in. Over in the UK, that's going to be about 5 p.m., 6 p.m. or so, you'll be able to tune in. We're going to talk about the fights. We're going to talk about the weekend's fights. We'll be able to go over, you know, recap the post-fight press conferences, recap post-fight interviews, watch highlights. If anything crazy controversial happens, we'll watch it, slow it down in slow motion, really go through it. You know, we'll talk about the fights of the week and any news. I will be streaming select media events, press conferences, media workouts, and media calls. I love streaming media calls, though, even though majority of them be boring. That's like my niche. That's my shit. I'm known for like streaming media calls. I missed 2, though, the last few weeks, you know, and that was Machado's media call, Machado Concio 2 media call, and Jamal Charlo and Brandon Adams. I still have them, though. You know, I have them in my email, you know, but I didn't stream them. So I'm usually known for streaming them on media calls. What else? Weigh-in shows, likely live streams during those, since Fridays is when I like really start my work week. So normally I'm in the house on Fridays, so no reason not to stream those. The post-fight show was returning for select fights. So imagine, right, a night like tonight, where you got a card on Showtime with Charlo versus Adams and a card on the Zone with Andre versus Soluski. That warrants a post-fight show, correct? Right? So that's going to start about an hour after the event goes off, because, you know, at that time it's oversaturation. You got too many people streaming at the same time. I want to be on after all of them. And what I'm going to be doing is, I've learned a lot in what I can do on live stream through trial and error. So what I'll be able to do is to have it edited so the people who catch up or when they catch up and watch the stream later on, it's not going to be any dead content. You'll be able to flow through and get the information. So basically, the reason why I haven't been streaming is because I'm cleaning it up. You know, I was doing too many streams, you know, like, nah, all my shit's going like, you know, so when I do streams now, they're going to be, you know, important. So there's going to be about 3 streams a week. Obviously, the Monday show, that's not going anywhere. You know, we're going to have live guests. Eventually, in the future, I want to have musical guests. You know, maybe some dancers. You know, I've been talking about it for years, but we're closest. You know, we have the technology now. If you see, you haven't seen my workspace. I posted some pictures on social media, but I have a huge workspace. I have like this little area. It's not even a little, big area I work here. Then I have all this space back there for like a whole studio. You know, and a room, 2 rooms, an oversized bathroom, and another room where like the washer and dryer is, where that can go into. So basically, as time goes on with this daytime show, and as you can see, I have the technology. I need moderators. So I need somebody or people to. So for example, I don't want to be in charge of editing and uploading my videos, especially if we're going to make money and get this operation going. You know, I'm going to need people to say, all right, you know, we got this stream on Monday. So I need somebody where it's not me doing the pointing and clicking and pulling up stuff. I need somebody to say, hey, yeah, can you pull up such and such box rec, you know, on screen 2? You know, that's where we're going. That's where we're going. Podcast. I'm going down a dark path. I've already recorded 2 episodes, but what I'm going to have to do is, the good thing about podcasts is you can cut them up, you can edit them. So you can talk for a little bit, stop, add clips and everything. So I'm covering what I call a Philadelphia family court scandal. I'm also, okay, well, let's talk about the podcast. There's going to be 2. One is going to be FightView360. I'm going to release that on Mondays or Tuesday nights. So you'll be able to download it. You'll be able to download old episodes. Now with the podcast, is going in phases, because it may not seem like it, but I'm going to be doing less work. Even though I'm going to be more organized, it may seem I'm going to be putting out a lot more content, but with the podcast, first phase is going to be 2 hours a week. That's the first phase before I start doing more shows. So that's going to be about the first 3 to 4 months. So one is going to be released on Mondays or Tuesdays. I'm finalizing the podcast art, and also there's a podcast. You can just do it. A podcast is easy to produce. You just get on a microphone, talk, upload it to publish it to your hosting, and then they publish it to iTunes, Spotify, Google, wherever. But in this case, for me, I need to make sure that when I launch my podcast, it's consistent, it's clean, sound is right, artwork, everything, because I look at it as being a bigger venture than what I'm doing on YouTube. YouTube is always going to be around for me in regards to post-fight videos, you know? So we're rolling out a whole bunch of new content, revamping the store. I've had some distractions the last couple of months, but now I don't have any more distractions. I deleted all. Listen, let me tell you. I was close to getting back to that point of sleeping around, but I stopped it. I said, you know what? I'm not going back down that route. No, I'm chilling. I don't need that headache. You know, I was in a little bit of a relationship. No, I'm not even going to call it a relationship. I'm not. Because where I look at where I'm at now. So I've trimmed the fat. I've eliminated, even if I've known them for 20, 30 years, I've eliminated those people from my life if they didn't add any value. No more fucking TstreeT Captain Save a Hoe. You know, trying to fucking be cool to underprivileged women. If you don't have nothing, if you don't bring nothing to the table, you know, I don't want nothing to do with you. I got guests lined up for the podcast. I got some fights I'm going to be going to. I'm going to be traveling more. My income is rising. I want to get, well, I can't say yet. I'm damn sure not going to Texas, though. That's for damn sure. Y'all got to chill out down there, man. People keep telling me they're trying to decapitate me. So we're going to take a short break, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about boxing media and what I've learned. I'll be back. It's going to be a millisecond for you, but jump cut.
Push back. Pushing me too far. I look for what I saw before. I speak and I tell you, but I could not say I love you. Take you back.
I fucked it up. I didn't turn off the microphone, so it was feedback. Anyway, so my second podcast is going to be on Fridays, and I can't even describe in one video the things I'm going to be talking about. You're just going to have to listen in, and I hope that you're going to be entertained, and I hope that you're going to be enlightened. We're going to be covering scandals, crime, current events, debauchery. And we got another channel, TstreeT Uncut. I'm broadening my horizons. We're branching out. July 1st is the target date. So Monday, you're going to see the type of content I'm going to be producing. My very first video on here. I might even do one this weekend. We're going to be doing live streams. So if you want to be involved in something different than boxing, and you want to, I tell you what, I'm going to do a live stream on that channel very soon. And you're going to have an understanding. I know I'm being cryptic. I'm being cryptic for a reason. I'm being cryptic for a reason of the type of content we're going to be covering. What if I told you that I'm going to start visiting prisons and interviewing convicts? Or juvenile detention centers? Or going up into Kensington and Frankfurt, Philadelphia, and doing some interviews in the streets with steel-toe boots. I've been working on it for a long time. I used to do videos like this, sunglasses, middle of the night, trying to hide my bloodshot eyes because I used to be coughing up a storm. That was the reason I used to wear sunglasses. I used to be so sick. I used to be sick. Like really, 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 really. I was terminally ill. It's crazy that I say that. When I say that, like my heart gets like, I start getting anxious because I can't believe. I remember when the doctor first told me. I had left the emergency room to go to Dana Garcia versus Samuel Vargas press conference in Philly. And I had signed myself out, and when I shouldn't have. And that was just one of the first times where I was putting my life on the line. And one day it caught up to me, and I'm just glad that I survived. I was in a coma for 3 weeks last year. Respiratory failure. Very, very close to brain death. I can't tell you the shit that I've seen. I can't. And I'm going to do a podcast about that as well. Also, I don't watch Joe Rogan podcasts. I did watch Tyson Fury, and I said, you know what? I'm never watching another one of his podcasts again because at that point in time, I had already had a podcast in my plans, and I don't watch or listen to Joe Budden. The only podcast I listen to is a guy by the name of Pat Flynn and other tutorial podcasts in regards to I'm listening to their voices, I'm listening to how they're cutting it up, where they're adding ads in and things like that. But the same method I use with not listening to other people's YouTube videos. For example, if I go watch like barbershop conversations and some shit, I'm listening to his interviews. I'm not watching none of that shit he's talking about in his motherfucking videos. I don't want to hear their rhetoric. Even when it comes to my man 78, don't get me wrong, his shit be funny. I still don't want nobody to think like nothing but love, man. I ain't want nobody to think. And I told my partners, I was like, listen, but but I can't listen to like his boxing shit. I can listen to his hip hop news and all that shit, but his boxing shit, I gotta tune that shit out. Carcino, I still listen to him because he don't cover boxing no more. But he be on some shit. Like, I still listen to him. But, you know, everybody else, I don't listen to. Interviews, I listen to all of them. You know, I'll have them shits playing on repeat. I'll be doing some shit, or I'll be sitting here playing 2K or like Call of Duty or something, and I'll have interviews playing back to back, even with subtitles on back to back to back to back to back to back. You know, from fucking Fight Hub, Fight Hype, IFL, just all day, every day. I'm listening, watching the interviews. I'm reading articles. You know, and a lot of times, most of that shit I already be knowing. So I'm not at a phase or time in my YouTube media career where I'm going to be jumping to do videos just to be first anymore. You know, I don't like, you know, right now, even right now, you know, I want to say, I got to get used to not saying the time and the date since I put it here in the video. Even right now, I don't want to, I know about Canelo versus Kovalev. I know about what's going on and, you know, the talks and everything. What other news people talk about? You know, I'm not interested in jumping on news like I used to, you know. So I'm going to go produce some content over on my other channel, a live stream actually, where I'm just going to chill. And once again, you're going to be getting more boxing content on this channel, more meaningful boxing content, because we have some things we have to accomplish in the next 4 months, and there's no reason why they shouldn't be accomplished. So what we have to do is I have to use my podcast to build this channel up more and to bring more guests on the show to move around the people who are in charge of, you know, I don't like to be this way. And it's only one company that I'm really having issues with. I'm sorry. It's this Magna Media company. And they don't like when I do videos and talk about the stuff and everything. But it's like, listen, y'all don't even respond to my emails. So what I'm doing now is I'm doing, you know, a tactic of putting my foot on their neck. I know that if I start doing interviews on the phone and, you know, incorporate interviews into my live shows and podcasts with my knowledge all the way from 115 confidently. I'm getting close to being able to confidently cover 108 and 112, meaning I want to know who all the champions are. I know the champions are, but I want to know who the mandatories and the movers and shakers are. So from 115 all the way up to heavyweight, I don't think there's not one boxing YouTube vlogger that can debate me in boxing, period. You know, I know what all the belts mean. I know the rules. You know, I'm sharp. So now it's time to bring the fighters in. So to wrap this video up, from 12 to 2 on Mondays is going to be the Fight Week show, Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be doing live streams and commentary for select press conferences, likely the real major ones, or, you know, the obscure fights that I like. Not obscure, wrong word. You know, those acquired taste. You know, I'm about to watch O'Hara Davies versus Miguel Vasquez. That's my life. Saturdays or big fights, after the fights, post-fight show. Both shows are going to have call-ins. 2 podcasts a week. One is going to be strictly boxing with guests. The other is going to be... I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. Thank you for all your support. I would be here for 40 minutes talking about it. I tell you what, I'm going to do a live stream and talk about more of it, and we could talk about more boxing in detail. Please subscribe. I'll links to my social media right down below in the description box. This is TstreeT Controversy live.